Hey Eurovision fans, Theo Evans will represent Cyprus in Eurovision 2025 with his song Shh. I'm going to listen, react to the music video, give you my analysis of the artist, the song and the staging, see if this could qualify and what it could do in the Eurovision final. So, let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom, I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So super hyped for this review today. This is our third last song. We have Cyprus and then we have Georgia releasing their song God knows when, and then we're getting France's song on the 15th. So only 3 songs left in Eurovision 2025 to discover. In case you don't know, Cyprus recently have been using an internal selection method to pick their song. The last time that Cyprus had a national final was in 2015, where John Karagiannis went to Eurovision, and then 2 of the artists who were in that final ended up being their internal selections in 2016 -1 and 2017 Hovig. So after that, they kind of got into a habit of internally selecting, and we've had that method ever since, and it's worked super well for Cyprus. Despite having 1.2 million people, they have an amazing qualification record that would make some of the bigger countries' eyes water. So they've got a fabulous strategy right now with their internal selections. It's working extremely well for them, definitely. Obviously that culminated in 2018 when they almost won, coming second place with Eleni Ferreira. They do have a little bit of a habit of tapping into their diaspora recently. You know, Tamta has Georgian roots, Sandro has German roots, Elena Sagrino is Greek, Andromaka, I believe, grew up in Germany, Andrew Lambrew and Silly Capsis are Australian. So I think Theo Evan is one of the artists they've had in recent times who's kind of born and bred in Cyprus. But this system has been working so well, qualifying 8 of the last 9 years. Really fantastic. The artist this year is called Theo Evan. His real name is Evangelos Theodoro. He was born in Nicosia. We don't know his age, that's a mystery. And I actually covered him in one of my Eurovision news episodes a while back when he was the first artist announced for the entire season, I believe. And I went to his YouTube channel and looked at some of his prior work. He's got this kind of like dancey dark pop feel, lots of movement and choreography in most of his work. And then he doesn't mind getting a little bit gross and grungy, dark horror feels to some of his music videos. So what are my expectations going into this song? I'm expecting something dark, upbeat, boppy, with a dance break. This is the year of the dance break. I'm expecting to get some dark, edgy visuals as well. The song is called Shh, which I think is fun. I think that's really going to pop when it shows up on screen. And the songwriters for the song are Dimitri Kontopoulos, who is super famous within the Eurovision world. He's been in the top 3 of Eurovision 4 times. Shady Lady, Hold Me, You Are the Only One and Scream, but he's never won the contest. I think he probably wants to have that on his record. He's got a bunch of other top 10 songs as well, often writing for Greece, Moldova or Russia. We also have Lasse Newman, who was one of the writers on The Code. I believe he's from Norway. Linda Dale, who was also a writer on The Code, wrote one of the songs in Denmark this year as well, which didn't win. We have Elke Thiel, who I've never heard of before, but I didn't realize she used to be a professional tennis player, ranked 888th in the world. He was a writer on Liar for Cyprus last year and Last Dance for Greece. And then the last songwriter is Elsie Bay. I think this is her first song in Eurovision because she's been so close so many times. I believe she came second in the Luxembourg Song Contest last year and she was quite disappointed about it. So I think this is Elsie's first song in Eurovision. Really wonderful for her. So delighted for Elsie. She's a super talent. I don't know if Norway's going to be happy about the fact one of their most talented artists is writing songs for another country. But yes, this is like a superstar songwriting team that they've gotten together. So that, paired with Sergio Hayan, paired with Theo Evan being a very strong artist, I think that Cyprus are coming for the win this year. Also releasing the song so late, being 3rd last to release. I think if you're going to do something like that, you want to have a pretty strong product because you're building up the hype and you don't want to build it up for nothing. Okay, I'm going to be reacting to the music video. I don't know if this song is produced by Panic Records, but they are the literal worst for copyright in existence. I will leave as much of the original audio and visuals in as I'm allowed. If I make changes, which I will definitely have to do, I'll put the original up onto my Patreon. Okay, this is Shh. I wonder if there's going to be some library theming in this. If he is dancing in a library, this might be my number 1 this year. This is Theo Evan singing Shh. Wanna know my secret bang? So excited for this. I'd love to have a bop in my playlist. Yes, dong to start. Oh, we're getting Ouija board vibes maybe? Oh, it's fun. Oh, that sounds a little bit like Michael Ben David. I love this board game theme though. Getting a little bit of horror movie vibes here. And getting a little bit of a separate feel as well. I like that in the musicality. This is going to lend itself to staging. I'm getting kind of like wacky carnival crazy vibes from some of the production. Oh, love that visual. Oh, expensive. Love these dancers. And the opening the door, super cool. Nice build up into... What's your secret? Oh, beats. In the club. Dancing in the triangle. He's great in front of the camera. He knows how to serve boy band realness. Okay, nice notes there. It is giving me that Greek Cyprus feel. I can feel that in the production. I suppose that's Demetrius. Okay, do you know what? It's overlapping a tiny bit with Belgium, isn't it? It's got that like kind of like techno club feel. Love the ambition in the music video, in the choreography, in the lighting. Playing this game with this hoodie person. Oh, back to the desert. Nice production here in the second verse. I like that. Can I hear a little bit of Elsie Bay in the production? A tiny bit, yeah. Yeah, it's nice so far. It's fun, it's energetic. I think this is going to be a really fun stage show. That production is running a tiny bit of Lorraine. That too, that sound of electronic vibe. These vocals are very difficult now. If he's dancing and moving to hitting these falsetto notes, he's giving himself a hard job. Okay, is this a dance break? Oh, I love that. Someone whispering the secret. And we've got this black box. Oh, very 2014 or whatever that film's called. Beats. Yeah, it's going to be really fun, energetic. I feel like this is something kind of overlap with Belgium, but like that's only one song out of 36 others. Okay, yeah. Okay, song seems really fun. I'll be real with you straight off the bat now. That's not giving winner vibes to me at all. But I really enjoyed that. It was high energy, upbeat, fun, electro. I like the funness in the music video with some sort of weird board game with death or something sinister. Constantly changing room from his hotel into the desert, back to the hotel, back to the desert again. Yeah, the song sounded good. I could hear a little bit of Demetrius in there because I had the electronic feel of the Greek and Cypriot songs. I had a little bit of Elsie as well, I think, giving that kind of like Nordic style of production. I wasn't picking out a melody that was super addictive. I have to go back and hear it again, and also I found it a little bit hard to hear his vocals sometimes. Obviously I'm talking over the song, but like his falsetto came out cross clear, but the verses at some point, it just sounded a little bit like he was lacking a little bit of power in his voice. So I hope that when we see the live show, that's going to come out cleanly. But yeah, I probably went into that with quite high expectations. Like I said, that songwriting team releasing the song late, announcing the artist so early. I think all of these things were kind of signs for me that this was going to be something pretty ambitious. I wasn't really getting much originality from the song production or anything. It sounded a little bit dated to me. But yeah, like that's me holding it to a very, very high standard of, can this be a Eurovision winner? If I just look at it and say, what's this like as a song? I thought that was really, really fun. Really fun music video, fun song. Let me go for a silent second listen quickly to give my final thoughts on the song. Okay, just have my second listen. Yeah, it's so reminiscent of Belgium. Not just the production style of this kind of like clubby feel, but also the fact he's doing so much falsetto as well, which is really similar to Red Sebastian. As a melody though, I prefer this. I would listen to this more than I would Strobe Lights. I haven't actually downloaded Strobe Lights, whereas I think I would download this. It's not a super wow song like that. I just don't think this is a winning song. It does sound a tiny bit dated. I'm getting some kind of like noughties 10 vibes from the production. Now that doesn't mean that it's not fun and enjoyable. It's just, I don't know if it's like cool enough to be something that can be in contention to win. Still really excited to see it. I think definitely it would help him a lot though if Red Sebastian shock non-qualifies, or like vice versa as well. If Theo doesn't qualify, I think that helps Red Sebastian. There's a really big overlap here. And I think if only one of them is in the final, suddenly their song becomes like super special. I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is in the same semi-final. So semi-final number 1, we'll talk about that later. I'm a little bit surprised that the song is called Shush, because I feel like he says hush more, and that might be a better song title. I wonder, did they change it because of Hush Hush in Melody Festival, or am I overthinking things? I feel like in Eurovision, where a lot of people are only seeing your song maybe once, branding is really important, and you want your song title to be quite prevalent and noticeable within the song to kind of like help people remember it when they're looking at 26 songs in the final. So I wonder, should they've called it Hush instead? A little bit confusing there. Let's have a look at the lyrics. Okay, I'm so early to this review that the lyrics aren't up, so I'm gonna have to go through the music video with captions on to get them. I've got golden locks and they're so captivating. I'm so famous for my beauty, who am I? So it almost sounds like a riddle at the start. I've been told I'm a little overconfident and this will be my downfall, who am I? This spoken part at the start sounds really similar to Michael Ben David from 21 or 2019, I can't remember. Even the inflections at the end of the sentence sound the exact same as Michael. I fell in deep, I lost my heartbeat, stuck in between heaven and hell, follow the bloodstream. That's a very cool lyric. Okay, into the chorus, hush hush, if you know my name, please don't repeat it. So it sounds like there's a kind of theme of like cursing or something in the song. If you know my name, then keep it a secret. In the crowd, in the sky, in the afterlife, in the dark, in the light, in the sweetie bus. I don't know what he's saying. I'm having to like listen to these lyrics myself. It's fine. I don't think it's super important, to be honest. I think they should just, he says hush here like 5 times, change the song to Hush Babe. Keep the shush because it's fun, but if you're saying hush 5 times in the chorus as the main part of the chorus, call the song Hush. Oh my god, these sentences are so long. My desire and my love got me in trouble and decay and I'm revival, who am I? So going back, I really like these riddles in the verses. I think they're super cool. And they could do something about like riddles or puzzles on the staging. That'd be like a cool theme. Rocked by jealousy and cheated by my enemy. From tears and blood to flowers, who am I? I fell in deep, I lost my heartbeat, stuck in between heaven and hell. Follow the bloodstream, hush, hush. I think they were probably pissed off when they saw that Myra Omar literally had a song called Hush Hush. I don't know. I think that might be one of the reasons they changed it to Shush instead. I think I pretty much translated everything now, but just looking at these lyrics, honestly, I don't know what the song's about. I don't know if this is like an autobiographical thing about how he's, you know, pride comes before fall. But in any case, I love this theme of riddle that's going through. Like, I wonder if there is an actual solution to the riddle. I wonder, are we meant to work it out? Yeah, lyrically, I don't think you're going to have an epiphany with one of these songs. I don't think that's the point of it. I think it's to have fun and like dance around. Let's talk a little bit about the staging now. I think the really important thing is to differentiate himself from Belgium. So Belgium is going for this red and black look. I don't think that Red Sebastian's is like particularly strong dancer or looks particularly strong on stage. So I think that Theo Evan needs to lean heavily into that. The reason I'm emphasizing this thing between him and Belgium is you really want to stand out and be unique. If you're sharing a niche with someone, I think that you're just going to split the vote. I think there's a lot of people who are going to like both of these songs because they've got a really similar sound. They've got similar kind of artist backgrounds. I think they're similar age as well. There's just such a huge overlap here. So you want to differentiate yourself as much as possible. They will have seen Belgium staging in the Belgian national final, so they kind of know what they're going for. They're going to have lots of red lights. He's called Red Sebastian. Like, it's going to be dark. We've got some dancers coming in. Red Sebastian's weakness is how he moves. I think that's one of Theo Evan's strongest points. So lots of movement, lots of confidence, lots of looking into the camera and giving smoldering, and just make him out to be the confident dude. Red Sebastian is the guy in the club. Just make them as different as possible. We know that Sergio Hayan is doing the staging this year. I think he'll like this theme of riddles and a little bit of this like kind of dark, sinister dancer with the faces covered. I think he'll love that slightly horror, creepy element. I think that's something he can definitely work with. I imagine there's going to be a dance break at some point, but I'm imagining it's going to be him on stage with 5 dancers in this dark styling. I think they can make this look unique with the camera angles. Modernizing a little bit. I think actually having some edgy modern staging will balance out the fact that the song sounds a little bit dated and not really the type of thing that I would associate casuals in Eurovision liking. I think this is a little bit more of a Eurovision fan sound. Not a super strong melody. His voice doesn't sound super strong at some parts in the songs. I hope they've just got a strategy that he can still sing the song clearly while keeping up lots of movement, because I think he loves to move, but there's some difficult falsettos in here and he has to hit them. This is a really tough one to stage, but it's also got huge potential because the song's got lots of energy and frenetic fun to it, and the riddle lyrics as well. So there's lots of things for them to work with. Which idea do they pick? Which strategy do they go for? Cyprus has been pretty good strategically in recent years. So other than Andromache, I think that their staging has been pretty decent. Let's talk about whether this can qualify. I'm sorry I keep going on about it, but this is in semi-final number 1. As I've already said, Belgium is here. Vibe, tiny bit of an overlap in terms of the kind of like fun frenetic energy of this, and then a little bit of an overlap with Croatia as well. Similar demographic of contestant, similar kind of like electronic vibe as well. I'm still expecting this to qualify. You look at Cyprus's incredible record qualifying 8 of the last 9 years, and the one time they didn't qualify with Andromache, I just thought that staging was so super flat. Sergio Hayan isn't going to give a staging that is that flat. Cyprus have this pedigree where you got to trust that they know what they're doing based off of that record, and they're going to do it again. I think the song has got enough appeal that they should get through. What could this do when it makes it through to the final? I think this will do okay with the jury. I have to admit, it's a little bit Euro trashy, let's be real, and it's a little bit dated. The song actually reminds me a lot of Supergirl. It's got that kind of slightly over the top production that crosses the line into trashy occasionally. I don't think the jury's gonna love that, but I think this should do well if he sings it very cleanly. I think this is tough to hit the vocals so well when he's moving around so much. Presumably he's going to be moving around a lot. But if this looks super well polished, really well put together, super elevated, then yes, that's going to help massively. Like I said, offsetting this isn't the most elegant song in the world. That can be offset with how super professional and clean the visuals, the camera cuts, the staging concept is. And then with the televote, it totally depends what the final package is. I think this is generally like a song that's got pretty decent televote appeal. It's fun, it's energetic. It just depends who else is in the final. Is Adonis doing a dance break? Is Kyle doing a dance break as well? That makes his dance break less special. Do people feel like it has too much of an overlap with Red Sebastian? That's going to make it less special as well. The more of these people you have stepping on your toes in the final, there's lots of these men who potentially going for the same demographic appeal. All of those people are in the final. That's really not great news for Cyprus. My gut instinct at this point is that this is going to qualify and be somewhere mid-table. If Sergio Haiyan can do his magic again, I can see this creeping up towards the top 10. It would be good for Cyprus to get another good result because recently their pattern has been just what I described, qualifying, and then they've come 15th, 12th, 16th, and 13th the last 4 times that they've made it into the final. My gut instinct is that this is that again. Actually, if they came 14th, they would have the set. They would have come 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th in the last 5 times they qualified. Keep in mind they didn't qualify in 2022. So I don't know, my gut is telling me that this is going to come 14th. But considering that Cyprus only has 1.2 million people, that is absolutely incredible. They really do punch above their weight and show some of the bigger countries who've got a bigger population, more resources to draw on, how that you can still come up with really cool packages despite that. Let's have a look at the odds and see if he's moved at all. Yes, so he's currently sitting in 10th. Let me take a photo because I always forget to take a feckin' photo and then move. While I'm recording, this is 10th, but on websites where you can bet against, some people have bet hugely against him. He's down to 170 to 1, which really will put him down the table. Some websites let you bet only for someone to win. Some of them let you do lay betting, which is where you bet against. And then some of those, he's really dropped down. I agree with that. Like, I absolutely cannot see this winning. This just doesn't have the same magical song appeal that something like Fuego had, where the first time I listened to it, I was like, this is an absolute bop. I need to download it. I'm not getting that kind of like addictive, I need to download this as soon as possible. Still nice to see Cyprus, a country who's never won Eurovision before, in the top 10. They are currently the highest ranked country who's never won before. Malta's in 13th, Czechia is in 14th. Let's have a look at the Eurovision scoreboard. It's very early days, but I'm looking at now is 6,200 people voting, and this is in 17th. That is not a good sign at all. Like I said, this type of music, especially when you think of something like Belgium, which is such a similar vibe, was up super high when it first entered into the Eurovision scoreboard. We'll expect now Cyprus to drop down a little bit because there's a little bit of recency bias with new songs. So the fact that this is so below its main musical competitor, yeah, this isn't winning. So, and I would expect Eurofans to rate this higher than the general public would. Still think this can qualify. Actually, I'm realizing now the production sounds really similar to Sandro Running, which I really liked actually. I think I preferred Sandro Running's song. That's the thing, is it reminds me so many of the previous Cypriot and Greek entries. It just doesn't sound original. It sounds like too much another song from that album. It's okay to send something that's not super original if the melody's absolutely incredible. Like Fuego didn't reinvent anything, but it was such an addictive song. This doesn't feel as addictive. Okay, that's what I thought about Theo Evan singing Shh for Cyprus. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you to those who've been supporting me on PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. If you think I need an espresso macchiato, I'll leave a QR code for you here and a link in the description. And of course, thank you to all my wonderful patrons for patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you get the original audio and visuals. For example, for this video, which definitely got copyrighted by somebody, some early releases, you can be in the credits, you can support the channel. Go check it out if you're a fan. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. And I've seen another Eurovision analysis video very soon. Goodbye.